Hey guys, wanted to do a little quick video here for you. Today is Wednesday, and we are having some really strong winds, gusts up into the 30-mile-an-hour range. We didn't think of it in time, so it's probably not going to do it while I'm talking, which is unfortunate. But we were at 14 miles an hour there, 15. Anyway, when we get up into the high miles per hour, we, for the first time today, actually saw live the auto-furling taking place. So Harmony was actually pulling in a little bit to protect itself because it was getting up above the range that we had deemed to be safe for it. Now, truth be told, we could probably raise that value because it was doing just fine, but it was cool to see our algorithm working. And in Pennsylvania, we don't have great winds, so we have to lower expectations, or in other words, lower that parameter. It's probably not going to do it while I'm here. The way you could tell if it's doing it is this gap that you see in between our shaft, the main furling shaft, and the two ends of the scoop start opening up, and you see a lot more daylight in there. Of course, it's not going to do it while I'm talking, but it most definitely had started to auto-furl. In fact, it went to the third step, so it it furls a little bit, and then it pulls in even again if it still needs to do more, and again, it had gotten to the third stage. We verified that in the database. I'm not going to sit here and pull up the database and go through the queries for you to show that to you, but it most definitely was doing it. And all this menagerie today, we were trying a bunch of different things. We actually had to hook, this is hot because it is, as we're actually writing a latching circuit right now, so we don't keep having it go on, off, on, off, on, off. But we weren't discharging enough power with this little light. So we actually have that light now discharging our capacitor bank. We're doing some testing with the cap bank. Lots of things going on here, lots of things. So crazy amount of wires and everything going on. We now have this discharging 100 watts at a time from our little battery bank. So it just wasn't enough to discharge, what we were discharging, especially on a windy day. So it's rare. Here we are in Pennsylvania, and we're like, holy crap, we're not discharging enough. Our batteries kept going up and up and up. But as you get closer to your peak charge, you can only dump in so much power into them. So we have to keep them pulled down. We're now writing the script to pull them down into the, it's going to keep dissipating heat until I believe we're down in the 12.0, I think is what he has the command set to now. But right there, it's a little bit hard to see. We should slow the refresh rate down on this so it's not so blinky. But we were seeing, just a moment ago, we were seeing 150 watts going into the system, and the lower we pull the batteries, the more charge we can dump into them. So that was actually hindering how much charge we could dump into them just the last couple hours. We were trying to, dial everything in here, and we realized with the batteries being near their full charge, you can only dump in so many watts. Like as you get closer and closer, the amount of the watts that you can dump in are less and less. Really, it's your amperage that you're able to dump in is less and less and less because you're raising the voltage potential on the other side. So all that techie crap to say we needed to discharge our batteries more heavily than we were. Now we've got something on there that can discharge them a lot more for us. So it's cool. You got to see a little bit of this. I'm telling you for certain, we actually saw the automatic furling algorithm kick in today a number of times. It was kicking in like this afternoon around lunchtime. It was kicking in constantly. We're probably going to change that algorithm so that we have a delay. Once it does furl a little bit, it's going to wait a while before it unfurls. Right now, it was pretty much as soon as the RPMs dropped. So it would have been like furling, unfurling, furling, and unfurling. And we don't want it doing that. We don't want it bouncing back and forth constantly. So we want it to be able to close quickly if needed, but it'll take it a while before it opens back up. So that's why we test. That's why we prototype, so we can dial these things in, so we can see them in the real world, how they react, how they operate in real wind conditions, and then help to get things dialed in. This is pretty cool that we can see everything live on our screen with our camera that we have installed up on the roof. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry, anticlimactic without being able to see the auto-furling right now. Okay guys, my beautiful wife reminded me that we do have historical footage because we have an SD card in the camera up there. So it's really hard to focus in on a time frame and step through, but I was able to find at 11:42 and 30 seconds, we actually see it doing some auto furling. I believe it only did one step of auto furling, but I'm not going to sit here and try and dig through all the footage to try and find where it did the 3 steps. But if I hit play here, in about 30 seconds, you're going to see that gap start widening automatically in the system. So this gap right in the middle is going to get wider as it starts to rev. So here we go. And wait for it. It might be opened one step right there. But there you go. See it opened up wider now? Can you see how wide that is? Now it'll close back up pretty quickly because we didn't put the delay on it. But it got wide there for a moment more. That is the auto furling actually pulling the scoops in when it gets into a situation where we're over revving beyond what we want to safely go. So just wanted to show that to you guys. There were better opportunities than that where it actually opened up even wider, several steps, but that was definitely opened at least one step there. So just wanted to thank you for reminding me we do have historical footage.
You're welcome.
Okay, guys, Chris from Harmony Turbines, just wanted to do a quick shout out, show you where we're at. Thank you to everyone who's been following us and who continues to follow along with us, our investors, our supporters, our Patreon subscribers, our YouTube subscribers. Thank you to our whole community. We're here because of you, and we're here to help make this world a better place. So we're just working through the process right now and sharing that with you as we go. All right, take care. Harmony Turbines. We now have the power to change the world.